Welcome back to the Boytime channel.
What?
Today, Labi Siffre. Crying, laughing, loving, lying, live, laugh, love. Wheel.
Wheel time. Uh,
Oh, oh, wow. Okay. We haven't had one of those in a while.
no, not one off my list. All right. Semi yikes.
What you got?
Oh boy.
Oh, geez.
Um. Yeah, this is a tough one. Do I do it? Do I pull the ripcord?
Mm,
I think I do.
do it. Do it.
I'm going to do an album that I am conflicted on, whether I love it or don't like it. And I would love to get some opinions from you. We are going to be doing Labi Siffre's Crying, Laughing, Loving, Lying.
We're back.
We did it.
Been waiting to say that all week. This is a you pick.
It is. Do you know
A semi
anything?
yikes at that.
It is a semi yikes. It's a semi yikes for myself, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about this album, so I thought I would bring it to the group to
Okay.
figure it out with everybody. Do you know anything about Labi Siffre?
I do know I looked up a little bit before because I
Okay.
wanted to like at least get some background.
Yes.
So I do know that he was a queer folk singer from the 70s that did a lot of stuff around that and had two husbands.
Correct. He was in a thruple.
Killing it. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
For like over 20 years.
Hmm.
And it lasted as long as I think both of them ended up dying before he did. But like they were together for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he's kind of known, I think he was, I don't know how like out he was, especially during this time, early 70s. But also like a little bit later he did a lot of songs and did a lot of work against apartheid in South Africa. He's a very
See that.
socially conscious kind of guy, which I think is kind of cool.
Great.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how you feel about the album. It's one that I keep going back to, but I have no idea if I like it or if I don't. So we'll see.
We'll find out
We'll
today.
find out today.
Sometimes a deeper listen is all you need.
Exactly right. And what better way to deeper listen than publicly in
In
front of
front of a camera.
thousands of my roaring fans?
Millions of fans.
Millions of fans. All right, well, we'll get started. I know it's only a 2-minute song, but I think it needs to be by itself. We're going to
Yes,
do
sir.
Just Saved.
I am a free man, and my father, he was a slave. I have been broken, but my children will be saved. Saved for the fire of man's desire. Saved for tomorrow with today's sorrow. Saved for a Jesus who does not need us. Saved for the lovers, I pray they will discover.
All right, that is Saved.
Very nice. Yeah, straight up a cappella, no instrumental to talk about at all. That's my
Mm-hmm.
lane when I go to, and there's nothing here.
Yes.
But I like his vocals. He's got a very interesting vocal style. I like his voice overall.
Mm-hmm.
Love the lyrics of the track as well. This being 72, like even saying that his father was a slave and stuff, like Civil Rights Act was literally less than 10 years before this. So there was really no concept of free still at this point.
Yeah.
Which it's still like a really, I don't know, the lyrics are really endearing. They're really like kind of quick and to the point, but they are speaking volumes. I love the line about like not needing religion to like have a moral compass and know what's right and wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That was really sick. Yeah, I think lyrics wise, like for 72, this is coming out the gate swinging. I like it.
Yeah. I think I will say I found out about this record because Crying, Laughing, Loving, Lying was in my favorite film of last year, The Holdovers. They used it very well. So I went and listened to the whole album, and when I heard that first song, I was like, well, I'm interested.
Yeah.
That's that's an opener. Yeah, really, really well done. I love that, like, it feels like it's in the kind of flavor of like an old slave folk song. When you're talking about what he's talking about, I feel like it fits perfectly. Yeah, just a really great way to start the album, I think. So we'll move on to track two, Conic Chase.
Sitting in the back seat of my car with my arms around my guitar. And the rain falls from the roof of the world. Nothing around, just the trees and the ground. There's a bird in a tree singing a song just for me, just for me.
All right, that's Conic Chase. Conic Chase. I don't know.
Whatever. Gorgeous, fantastic, love it. I think we did the self-titled Fleet Foxes record a while ago, and that album seemed to draw on a lot of like classic folk, and this is exactly where they were kind of drawing from. And the
Yeah.
guitar parts are just gorgeous. They're layered. The timbre across everything is just so satisfying. And yeah, I mean, it's just the string arrangements and everything too are really unexpected. I was expecting something very stripped back, but like having string arrangements and this really cool bass line and everything is just really fantastic. The song progressed really nicely as well, and his vocals are great. Like I don't mind the just like kind of vocalizing chorus when like you're having this much fun on a track. It's just really really nice to listen to.
Yeah, I feel like this is like a perfect follow up to Saved, like 1-2 punch right off the bat. Even though they're very different vibes, like Saved is very serious, and then Conic Chase is very light, fun, summery song with like just finger picked guitars. And I was actually going to make the same comparison. I feel like that this does feel very Fleet Foxes, in a good way. Whereas, like, I feel like a lot of folk from this era, although I love it, does feel like, oh, this came out 50 years ago, and I can tell. This feels like it could have came out yesterday,
Hmm.
which is just amazing. Like, this is easily one of the best folk songs from this era. Might be one of the best songs of all time, in my humble opinion. It has grown on me like no other song on this album has. So, big win for Canic Chase. I should really learn
We'll
how to
figure out
pronounce
what
it.
that word is.
I should figure out how to pronounce it before saying that it's one of the best folk songs ever. But that's fine. Track 3 is Fool Me a Good Night.
I don't mind if you lie to me. I don't mind, and that's true. I just want you to be with me. Now and again will do. So love me just a little bit. Show me that you like to sit with me. Fool me, but do it right. fool me a good night. Well, dazzle me with your eyes, mesmerize the child in me. Give me the simple signs, just the ones I want to see.
All right, that was "Fool Me a Good Night."
Very nice. Very straightforward, classic folk love song. I think it goes over really well. Um, I like how stripped back it is. I think the guitar part on this is really great. You get like such a good dynamic range with just like the emotion of it. It's loud, quiet, all of it is just the same instrument. It works so well. I love his vocals. They work so well against like how like more rough and this guitar is kind of. His voice is very smooth and it's like a really nice contrast to it. So yeah, so far is a great album. Just kind of like sit back and just take in. I don't know
Mhm.
how much I'm gonna analyze this. It's just sounding great.
I don't know how much there is to analyze, but yeah, I mean it's a pretty solid folk song. I do kind of love that it does kind of give the vibe of like a almost like a I don't even know. Like the vibe that Sufjan was going for early in his career of like kind of like this wandering bard that was kind of going different places. That's kind
Yeah.
of the vibe I get from this, where it's just kind of like walking along a country road, just kind of playing, tinkling away on his guitar and singing. It's a really nice vibe. But I mean, not quite as good as the first two songs, but that's fine. That's fine. Track 4 is "It Must Be Love."
I never thought I'd miss you half as much as I do. And I never thought I'd feel this way, the way I feel about you. As soon as I wake up, any night, any day, I know that it's you I need to take the blues away. It must be love, love, love. It must be love, love, love. Nothing more, nothing less. Love is the best. As soon as I wake up, any night, any day, I know that it's you I need to take the blues away. It must be love, love, love. It must be love, love, love. Nothing more, nothing less. Love is the best.
right, that was It Must Be Love.
Very nice. Yeah, very more poppy compared to the rest of the stuff we have here, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I think he did a really good job with it. I love the ukulele in one ear and the guitar in the other ear. That creates a really cool like soundscape. We got some piano in there. Got a little bit of flute coming back. I'm liking the simple bass lines too. Is just enough to add a little bit there to keep the song moving forward. I feel like I usually don't like these like very tongue-in-cheek kind of poppy love songs, but I feel like this one strikes a really nice balance where it's not too like predictable.
Hmm.
Sure, it goes through the same beats that a lot of other songs do, but it also sounds fantastic. And I think the arrangement is better than a lot of those because the song is kind of moving through different movements. And I love the acoustic guitar solo as well. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a fan.
We hardly ever get guitar solos in folk. It's
True.
yeah. It's something that I just noticed this time. I'm like, wait, that is weird. Like, why is
Hmm.
that like a lot of folk artists are pretty G dang good at guitar? I mean, like
We
Neil
get
Young.
horn.
You get
We
a lot
get
of
all
horn.
the. It's always a one song where it's just guitar, but there's never any solos within the song.
That's true. That's true. That is odd. I wonder because I'm pretty sure he was in like a jazz band in London
Mm,
because he's British. I I feel like that might surprise some people because this it seems very like Americana. It's
it
kind of
does,
like
yeah.
learning that Neil Young is Canadian. It's like really, but yeah. So I wonder if there's some influence there. It did kind of like how the drums were being played and then how like the flute was coming in. It did kind of remind me of like an old jazz song that was kind of like in the style of pop. So I'm like, that's kind
Mhm.
of a cool fusion. I like it. So we'll move on. Track 5 is Gimme Some More.
We'll just do a funk song.
Yeah, just a
This
little
one.
bit. Just throw it in.
Oh, I never felt this way before. Give me some more. Oh, well, I'm feeling so fine. Oh, you know I lose my mind for sure. Give me some more. Well, I don't know what you got, but I want it. You make me feel so hot, don't stop it. Sock it to me. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Oh, I never felt this way before. Give me some more. Oh, well, I'm feeling so fine. Oh, you know I lose my mind for sure. Give me some more. Give me some more. Yeah. Give me some more. Give me some more.
That was a quick fade out, but that was Gimme
Was a
Some
quick
More.
fade. That was the quickest fade out ever heard.
No.
Um, I feel like we could have stopped, but that's my only complaint. I think this was great. This was very unexpected. I think there's a lot of I think experimentation is not the right word, but there's a lot of stuff happening on this record that is like unexpected, but works like so well. Where it's like, why hasn't other people done this?
Hmm.
Like, I mean, the acoustic guitar works so well with just like kind of this funk thing that they bring along, and the charisma of the vocals and just everything coming in. That organ was going crazy. It all just works really, really, really well.
Hmm.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of Sade, where it's like the production style on it is so just a little bit different. You have like soul, and then you're mixing it with a little bit of like '90s alt rock area.
Mm.
Same thing's happening here. I'm like, more people should do that. It works really well.
Yeah. I think that's what makes him so unique as an artist, where I feel like a lot of folk, especially from this era, they tend to stay in their lane. They have a formula and then they stick to it. As much as I love those artists, they don't tend to experiment a whole lot, song to song. But he's trying all sorts of stuff. I don't know if this is like super successful for me. I do like funk quite a bit, but it's just like that ending is weird. And then I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't know. It kind of feels out of place, but I don't know. I like it, but
it's fun.
it's fun. Uh, yeah, just feels a little dated. The next couple songs are the ones that I'm not so sure on. So,
I did feel like I was visiting my grandparents, but like in a positive way. So
oh, that's good. Um, Track 6 is Blue Lady.
Blue lady, blue in your hair, butterfly glasses, unsensible shoes, gin on your table, a small one to start, rings for your fingers, a drink for your heart. Blue lady, pardon if I stare. I hope that somewhere somebody cares. Blue lady, I watch you, I've got you. Well, maybe that's true. But blue lady, I may be wrong about you. Blue lady, the way we see each other, we discover secrets in ourselves. Understanding bells ring, or maybe I imagine.
All right. An appropriate fade out for Blue Lady.
I was gonna say that one worked better. This might be my favorite one so far. This is
Yeah.
fantastic. Just throw a prog rock song in there, just whatever, it's fine. I think it fits a song so well though. Like we have this gorgeous, breathtaking instrumental that just like is mysterious and gorgeous and out of left field again. Matching these lyrics of a blue lady and blue hair with butterfly glasses, these just like super weird, otherworldly things, and you just have this gorgeous instrumental to go through it. It was a 5 minute track, and I felt like it could have gone on longer, and it felt like it was a 3 minute track. Like yeah, everything is so well placed. I love the mixing on this record too. You can feel the thump of the drums and the finger pick guitar and all these different things just working together. It is just so good to listen to. Just sonically, everything is just perfectly placed. Yeah, it's so weird because like you look at the album cover and you're just expecting like another '70s folk record that you kind of pull out at the record bin and be like, oh, I'll check this out, and you pretty much know what you're gonna get on it. But
Hmm.
like the styles already that he showcased in 6 songs are fantastic. So really good.
Yes. Um, yeah, so I take back what I said last time where I'm like, I don't know about these songs. Because this is the first time I'm like sitting down and listening to this. Like usually I found this album when I was a mailman and I just had this on a Bluetooth speaker while I was just driving around and I'm like, man, this song's kind of lame. It's just like a lame love ballad that's 5 minutes long. And now that I'm sitting down listening to it and reading the lyrics, I'm like, this isn't a love song at all. And like, there's way more going on. There's like weirdo hand drums, and the guitar and bass are going all over the place. I don't
Hmm.
know what I was missing. That song slaps really hard. And yeah, I love the like subject matter of the lyrics too. It reminds me of Phil Collins' Another Day in Paradise, a
Mm.
great song. So big win. That was really cool. So we'll move on. Track 7 is Love, Oh Love, Oh Love.
Wonder what this song's about.
I don't know. Could be about anything.
This is the lying part of crying, laughing, loving, living, lying,
Oh,
love.
this is a this is a concept record.
Yes.
One, two, three. Last night I had another dream, and when I woke up I was screaming, but you were there, so that's okay. You make my fears fade away, and you said, baby, go to sleep now. Baby, don't you weep now. Even in your dreams I love you. Baby, go to sleep now. Baby, don't you weep now. Love, oh love, oh love, I love you. You know I hate to be alone, but in a crowd I'm so lonely. Sometimes a bottle is my friend, but I need you more when the bottle ends. And you say, baby, go to sleep now. Baby, don't you weep now. Even in your dreams I love you. Baby, go to sleep now. Baby, don't you weep now. Love, oh love, oh love, I love you.
All right, that was Love, Oh Love, Oh Love.
Fantastic. We're doing bluegrass southern rock now.
I guess so.
Awesome. It works really well. I'm interested to see how this all flows together when I listen to it on my own, because there's just like abrupt style shift after style shift. I think it all works together. It's just like, okay, what's going to happen next?
Right.
um, but he's doing all of it really, really well. I love the energy on this song. It's a really great, like we had a spacey song in the last one, and then this one is like right in your face immediately. Really feel like I'm at my grandparents' house with this one, but it's like the kind of music when they put on music and it's like, this still sounds good and I connect to it easily. Um, and it works really well. I think everything is well placed. The organ is gorgeous on this thing. The guitar part is just enchanting again. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. That is one I also didn't really like, and then now I'm like, that is well. First of all, that's just a Jim Croce song,
Yeah,
but that's not a bad thing. I love Jim Croce. That finger pick guitar is like just taken straight out of that. Um, and I have to say, I'm not a fan of the stop and go. And it's just like, I just come on, like keep the vibe going. Like why, especially in the end, they're just like
yeah.
this fun jam, and then it stops, organ plays,
Mhm.
stop, start for 10 seconds, stop. And it's like, okay, that feels weird. But like the parts individually by themselves, I loved. Like it has a great, like fun, dancey vibe, just like a whole hoedown, and it's a whole lot of fun.
Great.
Yes, very, very good. All right. The reason I was here, let's go on to track 8, Crying, Laughing, Loving, Lying. The title track.
Not the most popular song though.
No, you'll recognize the most popular song,
Yeah, probably.
but not from listening to this song. It's a little sneak peek.
Crying never did nobody no good, no how. That's why I don't cry. That's why I don't cry. never did nobody no good, no how, no how. So why am I lying now? So why am I lying now? So why am I lying now?
All right, that was CLLL, if you will.
The triple L.
Yes.
Very good, very good. I love how simple the song appears and like how the structure is very predictable. But it pays off the lyrics like really, really, really well. I love how like everything kind of builds as he goes to the next thing. And then the so why am I lying now and kind of flips the whole song on its head at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of like showing this juxtaposition between like what he is saying and then what he's like actually feeling and what he's hiding. It's really, really, really great. I think this album title in this current year is like weird because it's a live laugh love thing and that's been the most overplayed thing in the world, but
Yeah.
like this is genuinely a really great concept and perfectly executed and
Mm-hmm.
it's great. So
Yeah, and I feel like this is like this is kind of goes into like his real life, having to be like a
mhm,
closeted gay guy for years and
mhm,
years and years. This like song perfectly encapsulates that feeling of like, well, loving's never done me no good. Maybe he was in hetero relationships and it's like, well, these aren't satisfying to me. And then why am I lying now? I just need to accept who I am. I feel like that might be the underlying message here.
mhm.
And I feel like it hits really hard. It's like really concise. I mean, it's pretty much the same verse 4 times in a row, but I feel like those changes that he makes are so important and his delivery is fantastic. And also, I'm just a fan of a song that like adds one more element every verse.
Yes.
Another great example of this is Billy Joel's song "The Entertainer,"
Mhm.
which is one of my favorite songs by him. And yeah, I've just this one's up there with Canuck Chase, whatever. Just really, really good folk. Love it. All right, track 9, Hotel Room Song.
Sitting in a hotel room, have to start work soon. Breakfast on a plastic tray, Birmingham is very gray. Wasn't very good last night, got to be bright tonight. The hotel room is green and white, nothing blue in sight. Landscape on the wall, a pond and trees quite tall. TV on a stand, guitar in my hands.
All right, Hotel Room Song.
That thought that was pretty cool. Interesting, like very out of place compared to everything else here. I think it still works. It's fun. It's interesting because you can hear like the annoyance and the frustration coming out in this track. Like even the guitar, the way he's playing it, feels like he's just like really hammering it. Where it's supposed to be like kind of a delicate sounding part, you can like really tell he's going at that thing. It's just like the frustration of writer's block coming through.
Mm-hmm.
Even like those percussive elements seemed like more of a like annoyance, like fly around the head more than just like a pretty element. So that was a really interesting song. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, the perfect encapsulation of like a creative being just stuck in a hotel room trying and
Hmm.
failing. And even like the backing vocals, like in the last track, kind of feel like like anxiety or something coming out being like you're not good enough. You're just sitting in a hotel room, all your songs are wrong. They feel like little flies buzzing around or something. It doesn't sound like, beautiful backing vocals, perfect
Hmm.
harmonizing. They're like out of key and like angry. It's kind of beautiful in how in beautiful it is, like how ugly
Hmm.
it is. Yeah, really, really nice. All right. The reason you're all here, let's listen to my song.
Your song?
My song.
This is my song,
See?
and no one
Uh,
taking
yep.
it away. It's been so long, but now you're here to stay. And I wonder if you know what it means to find your dreams come true.
It was very strange.
Yeah, I know.
This is my song, and nothing can make it die. It's been so long, and it's stronger. I know why, and I wonder if you really, really know that as long as I live, I will sing my song. That as long as I live, I will sing my song. That as long as I live, I will sing my song for you.
All right, that was I Wonder by Kanye West.
That was fantastic. I think the song made me appreciate both this song and the Kanye song more.
Hmm.
Seeing the changes he made to it and like how he made it kind of fit his concept is really like insane. It makes me again sad for a Kanye that we will never see ever again in our entire lives. The creative like stride he was on during that time period is just unmatched by like anybody. The sampling here is just next level. But the song itself is really great as well. It has a really nice pace to it. I love the instrumentation kind of building throughout the verses here. Again, it's very simple, but it just works really, really, really well. And yeah, I mean, phenomenal track. I think the biggest irony, like cosmic irony of the song, is just him saying, "This is my song and no one can take it away." And then Kanye makes one of the biggest songs of his career, sampling heavily from it. Um, but yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a really, really good song. I feel like it almost feels like it should be the closer, but also
Hmm.
it works perfectly next to Hotel Room song. Where Hotel Room song is like
Yep.
I'm writing all these songs and it feels like I am failing, they none of them are working, and then this one is also kind of a meta song being like, well, this is my creative output, and like even if I die 100 years from now, people can still go back and listen to exactly who I was right here putting this out there, and nothing can take that away. And I think that's a really, really cool sentiment. It's a really like it's really a love letter to creativity and art, but also just like songwriting in general. It's really, really nice. But also another meta thing, it's funny because his next album is called Remember My Song. and the first track on that album is called "I Got the," which was famously sampled in "My Name Is" by Eminem.
Oh my god.
So in an album that's like "Remember My Song," the one that was sampled by a different guy, this album has a song sampled by a different guy. It's kind of funny.
Ugh. I'm glad it was used in like two of the best songs in hip hop
Yeah.
and by two people that know what they're doing when it comes to sampling.
Oh,
I'd be
absolutely.
interested to see his take on like both of those.
I don't
So
know. I'm sure he's
yeah,
probably talked about it. He's still alive
yeah.
for now, as of us recording this.
This is not an omen.
This is not an omen, but I'm sure it's out there. I just haven't seen anything.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. Well, we'll finish this album out. I guess we'll do a twofer because track 11 is only a minute long. So we'll do "Till Forever" and then "Come On, Michael."
Come on, Michael.
Should have put a comma there, but that's fine.
It's fine. Don't think about it too much.
No.
I see you sleeping, sleeping on the sofa, wearing my pullover, walking down the street on little feet. I could almost eat you, lucky me to meet you. Me and my friends have a friend called Michael. Me and my friends, well, me and my friends have a message for you,
A lot of
Michael.
Michaels
Me and
out
my
there.
friends.
I
Come
know.
on, Michael, push a little harder, try a little more, get your feet on the floor. Come on, Michael, you can make it if you want to. It's just not the same without you. Well, me and my friends have a friend called Michael. Me and my friends. Well, me and my friends want to tell you, Michael. Me and my friends. Now come on, Michael. Push a little harder. Try a little more. Get your feet on the floor. Come on, Michael. You can make it if you want to. It's just not the same without you. It's just not the same without you.
All right, that was "Come On, Michael" until forever.
I think those were both pretty good. Till Forever had really nice guitar parts. The melody of that track felt familiar, but I don't know why. I guess it was just similar to a lot of other things I've heard probably, and it doesn't remind me of anything specific. But it's really satisfying just as a minute little interlude. Come on, Michael is probably the weirdest, most out there song of the record, but it actually works as a closer. It's just like kind of fun and tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
I think the stop and go works on this just because it's like kind of a weird kind of ballad, but not. Um, that's maybe the most dated track in the way that that is
Oh
like kind
yeah.
of arranged. But I mean, it's fun. I'm gonna make a playlist with this and me and Michael, and then just send it to a random Michael and make them really uncomfortable, probably.
Oh,
So, any Michaels in the comments, you got a playlist.
there you go.
But yeah, pretty good.
I think it's pretty funny. He dated, well, was in a long time relationship with two dudes. Neither of them were named Michael. It just feels out of, I was like, oh, is that what this is? Is this like a sneaky little, hey, I'm seeing this guy named Michael? No, it isn't. The
Just
first
an
dude,
inside joke about a dude named Michael.
I guess. But it is weird. When I first heard that, I'm like, another song where it's just, hey, I'm with my pal named Michael? Like, what was
What are the
MGMT
odds?
like? Did they know about this? Was this, was this a reference to was the MGMT song a reference to this? I don't know.
I doubt it.
It just feels weird that there's two songs that are pretty similar in terms of their themes of being pals with a dude named Michael. But I do like it. Maybe my song would have been a better closer. I don't know. I don't want to say anything, but I do like "Come On, Michael." It's very fun. A really funny song to end it, which I think is kind of fun. The bookends of this album are completely different.
Yes.
Might I just say?
Yeah. I forgot all the way about track one.
You kind of, if you go from the end of the album and then you have it on repeat, it's like, oh yeah, that's how this album
Yeah.
introduced itself. And then we're leaving with, hey, I have a pal named Michael. He's kind of sad. I wrote this song to cheer him up. It's like, oh, okay. But yeah, I guess if we want to talk about the album as a whole, I shouldn't have put this as a semi yikes. Frankly, I liked way more of the songs here on the video than I did just listening to it in passing. Wow, yeah. I need to go through more of his stuff because I haven't. And I feel like I should because this is really, really G dang good. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's kind of magical on how different an album can sound when you're like kind of listening passively versus like doing something like this where you're like focused on the music only.
Mm-hmm.
There's countless albums that I'm just like, how have I not heard this for like the tens of times I've heard this? And then I like actually listened to it on video and I'm like, oh, okay, this is way different than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, this record's fantastic. I think creatively it is excellent. It is so, I don't know, you can just feel the vibrance and color and love and creativity all pouring out of these tracks. And it's just a really, really fun experience. There's so much variety here. Yeah, I think it really does harken back to like the older folk days too, where it is just like the personality and the guitar. The vocals here are fantastic. I just his personality pouring out of all these tracks. It's fun, it's sad, it's everything in between. And yeah, I think when it comes to folk records of this period, this is probably one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I definitely prefer this over like a Jim Croce or whatever. Not like those are bad or anything, but like just the difference of like genre bending and everything in here, like in '72, is pretty insane.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it's super underrated still at this point. I know album of the year actually does have a lot of people kind of flocking to it because of the holdovers. Now I'm guessing
Oh,
more people
really?
are kind of figuring out about this. There was more ratings on this than I expected it to for
Hmm.
somebody that a lot of people have not heard about still.
Yeah.
Out
That's
of a song
true.
or two. But yeah, I'm loving the bump this album is getting, and it is really fantastic. I need this on vinyl. This is one that needs to be on record
Yeah. I have not seen
somewhere.
it. I have
Yeah.
not seen it before. And I will say, we didn't bring it up until right now. The album cover is god awful. But there
Yeah.
was the like I guess like whatever record label owns it, they re-released it at some point, turned the saturation all the way up, slapped on the ugly original album watermark on the bottom left, and it just looks horrible. I don't
It's kind
know.
of endearing. Like I like it because well, I mean nowadays the art direction is not great for albums, but there was a period where art direction is a huge part of your record.
Yeah,
I like that it looks like something you'd pull out of the quarter bin and it would like change your life out of nowhere at just like a random chance.
that's
I
true.
like that. It's kind of tongue in cheek, but
That's
I'd
true.
rather have that than some stylized whatever when it comes to it.
Well,
But
I will show. I'll probably do a original album and then the
oh yeah.
new one so that you can see what I'm talking about. Because like the way they saturated it, he looks like red, and it's like they turned it way. I don't know how they messed it up that bad. He's like orange. It's like,
Oh, I see it now. Yeah.
yeah, I
That's really funny.
I don't get it.
They made the font worse too.
They made the font worse. I will
This
say,
weird glow.
yeah. And for some reason, they just like really loved the original album thing because they started sticking that on like all of his records. The release from 2006 has it, and it's just like they kept doing it. It's like, what is
It's like
wrong
the
with you?
audio file section at the record store where all of them have it like stamped on the front of the cover.
Yeah, but you don't usually put that on on your actual
No.
album cover. But yeah, I don't know. Do we want to spin a wheel? Because next week is the retrospective. So,
um, yeah, why not? We'll spin a wheel.
okay,
A little treat for sticking around.
great. All right, wheel time. Time to see what Babby will win.
Big money. Ooh,
Too close.
too close.
I think last time it was like that too.
Yeah.
All right, another good for
Okay.
Babby.
Another good. It's just a shame because I want everything not in good. Um.
You got a lot of
We
good
got some
stuff on here.
options here. I do. I think I'm gonna steal it for you. We're gonna do Seven Swans.
What?
I'm stealing it.
Okay.
It's been long enough.
So next week is the retrospective. The week after that, it's going to be Claro's new record because that will be out. And then it will be Seven Swans, which is perfect. I can actually, I already have it. It was within arm's reach.
Need to unleash it.
Yes, I've been waiting for a long time. So I'm excited for that. We put that back where it's supposed to go. I'm doing it live. Okay,
I think
perfect.
this is the only major Sufjan album I have not listened to besides Michigan. I think these are the last ones.
So you just haven't heard like his oldest stuff.
No, and I don't want to because, well, it's not for the channel.
Oh,
He did some weird stuff in the beginning.
well, that's
It was
true.
not necessarily folk. I think one of his first ones was based on the Chinese New Year calendar and was
Oh.
just off the wall insane. So
That would
we need
make
to do
sense.
Age of Apple, so we should probably do that eventually.
I'll put it where
We should
Seven
replace
Swans
Seven
was.
Swans for Age of Apple.
I'll probably
This
wait.
is the trade.
If I get another good after Seven Swans, I probably won't pick Age of Ads right after that. But yeah, we'll give it some time. But I'm excited. We got a good slate coming up.
We do.
July is looking to be really good. So we
Yeah,
got
I got Porter
Claro,
Robinson at the end of the month too.
Porter Robinson, and Seven Swans. It's like I designed the month. This is just my month. Great. So yeah, that's it for us. Listen to the whole Labi Siffre discography if you want to. I haven't, but I'm assuming it's pretty good. Let us know if there's any other albums that we should do by him. If you are a Siffre head or a Labi freak, if you will.
The Labi freak.
I'm sure there's some people out there. Should we listen to Remember My Song so we can finally figure out what the sample to Slim Shady is from? Other than that, we have a podcast. You should listen to it. We talk about all sorts of stuff like movies and monkeys and music. The Triple
The
M.
monkeys.
Mostly monkeys. It's going to remain monkey centric for the rest of the summer, which is fine. Actually, it's not fine. It's great. Fantastic, even.
It's the ideal.
Yes. I was at the grocery store today, passed by a Time magazine that had a picture of a chimpanzee on it, and I'm like, everybody, it's Simeon Summer for everybody. I've started
Everybody
a
knows
wave. I started the wave. Y'all are just writing it. This is great. So, yeah. Bye.